The object was the size of a grapefruit, smooth and pulsing with an amber glow that seemed to breathe. Lindsay Mathews found it half buried in the dirt behind the old hospital where she worked as a nurse. She'd been cutting through the alley after her shift, too tired to think twice. When she bent to pick it up, the air around her crackled like static before a storm. And then everything changed. The city dissolved in a burst of light. The air turned cold and metallic. When Lindsay blinked, the cracked pavement beneath her feet was gone. The smell of oil and ozone replaced the night air. Above her stretched a skyline unlike anything she'd ever seen. Steel towers that curved like glass spines, silver walkways hanging in the air, and strange drones floating silently between them. A billboard flickered nearby, its holographic text reading, "Welcome to New Chicago, Sector 7, year 2486. Her knees nearly buckled. No, that's impossible. A voice behind her spoke softly, robotic yet somehow human. Temporal displacement confirmed. Origin point 2018. Lindsay spun around. A tall humanoid figure in a white suit stood several feet away, its face an expressionless mask of shifting blue lines. What are you?" "I am an observer," it said. "And you, Lindsay Mathews, are not meant to be here." Before she could reply, the world shimmered, a faint distortion rippling through the air like heat above asphalt. The figure's head tilted. "It followed you," it murmured, its voice glitching. A low hum filled the corridor, and the light from the street lamps flickered, one by one, until only darkness remained. Lindsay felt the same cold dread she had felt years before, when her sister, Claire, had died during a seance Lindsay had foolishly agreed to host. They had tried to speak to something that answered, and that something had stayed. Now, even after almost 5 centuries had somehow passed, that presence was here again. She turned slowly, and there it was, a shape in the distance. Black mist twisting upward into the faint silhouette of a woman. Its eyes burned pale white, and when it spoke, its voice came in broken echoes of her sister's. "Why did you leave me there, Lindsay?" Lindsay stumbled back, shaking her head. No, you're not real." The observer stepped between them. "Entity classified as pre-temporal. It has no place here." But the ghost smiled, or whatever passed for a smile. The lights above them shattered as it lunged. The observer raised its arm, a flash of blue energy bursting from its palm. But the creature split into a dozen shadows, each one whispering fragments of Lindsay's name. "Stop!" Lindsay screamed. The glowing object in her hand pulsed again, brighter this time, and the world blurred. For a heartbeat, she was back in the alleyway of 2018, rain pouring down, her hands slick with mud. Then another pulse, and she was standing in a metal corridor of the future again, trembling. The observer was gone. Only the ghost remained. "You can't run through time to escape me," it whispered. "I exist because of you." Lindsay clutched the orb. "Then I'll destroy it." The ghost tilted its head. "You can't destroy the link. You are the link." Her pulse thundered. She turned and ran through the corridor, searching for a way out. Every screen she passed glitched to static as she approached, images of her old house flickering across the displays. Her childhood bedroom, her sister's face, the night of the seance. The ghost's voice seeped through the speakers. "You opened the door. I just walked through." She burst into a glass atrium overlooking the strange cityscape. Lightning streaked across the horizon, illuminating the towers. She raised the orb high above her head. "If I destroy this, you go with it." The spirit's laughter was a hollow wind. "And so will you." Lindsay hesitated. Then she saw her reflection in the glass eyes sunken, face pale, and behind her, the shadow's tendrils reaching. She screamed and hurled the orb against the floor. It didn't shatter. Instead, it split open with a sound like tearing fabric, and a swirling rift appeared black and violent, sucking in air, dust, and light. The ghost shrieked as it was dragged toward it. Lindsay braced herself against a railing, the force nearly pulling her in two. But then the ghost latched onto her arm. Its touch burned cold. Together, it hissed. As it was always meant to be, the pull became unbearable. Her feet slipped, and in a flash of blinding light, both Lindsay and the entity were ripped into the vortex. The rift snapped shut. Silence returned. In the atrium center, only the cracked remains of the glowing orb remained, still faintly pulsing like a heartbeat. Weeks later, engineers exploring the abandoned museum where the rift had appeared reported strange readings. One described seeing a woman's reflection appear briefly on the glass before vanishing, whispering something no one could quite make out. The recordings later revealed a single distorted phrase: "Don't pick it up. Thanks for watching." Is there anything you'd like to see in a short horror story? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe.